kind of hard to ignore all the celebrity news and drama and current events when you're on social media, okay? We know it's all trash, but this stuff is also in our field, and so it's also an opportunity for us to ask ourselves, why is this content being held up in my field, right? And so I'm thinking specifically of like the Will Smith and the Johnny Depp stuff. We all know what's going on. We don't need to get into the stories, but these events that are happening are mostly about how men are being mistreated, or domestic abuse and manipulation, and how it's not only men doing it to women, it's also women doing it to men. So I wanted to speak a little bit about abuse, since this happens to be in the air right now, okay? Now, I want to step into talking about the chakra system. So we all know we have lots of chakras throughout our body, and chakra means wheel. So these energetic vortexes in our body, they're constantly spinning, okay? Energy is always moving and flowing, and so our body has, hundreds of these chakras that are moving. And they move in different ways, okay? They move in a clockwise circular pattern, or a counterclockwise circular pattern, or they might not move at all. And it's not always a circle. Sometimes it's vertical or horizontal, and you can't really tell if it's going clockwise or not, because it's not. And sometimes it might be an oval shape, or sometimes more of a zigzag or a diagonal. So they're moving in different ways, and based on the way that it moves, it gives us some content of what's going on in the body, and that body part, that chakra. There's more in depth to the chakra readings, if you will. So the reason I'm bringing this up, because I want to talk about the heart chakra. So say that you are checking your chakra and you see, the chakra is going in a clockwise position. Okay, that's great. That's what we want. We want our heart to be open. But, like I said, sometimes it could be oval, or it could be horizontal, or vertical, or a zigzag diagonal, so we don't want that either, okay? In addition, we don't necessarily want the chakra to be like a little bit open, right? And we don't want it to be wild open either, okay? And we want it to be just right? We want it to be a nice amplitude and rate of a nice circle, okay? So you might be saying, like, well, Earth, like, it's the heart chakra. I want it to be wide open and great, right? No, you don't, okay? Let me explain why. When the heart chakra is excessive, the characteristics of that person, there are a couple characteristics that someone could fall into. So one, if the heart chakra is super ecstatically, large, it could be somebody who is obsessive, or compulsively obsessed with somebody, or just like not in their body coming from a real loving space, is more in a desire or lust space, right? Just I need that person, very clingy. In addition, it could be the person who's like you're like domineering parents, like the ones who are so controlling, and they tell you what to do, and they are just so demanding of you and critical and judgmental, because how could this be an excessive heart chakra, right? It's because they care so damn much that they want the best for you, and we want you to do it this way because we care so damn much, right? So it doesn't feel loving, but it kind of it stems in from a loving space, but then it's out of balance, so it's excessive. So it's not really coming from a heart-centered balanced chakra, it's coming from an excessive balanced chakra. And so these individuals could also have their heart chakra closed. Ideally, everyone's different, so our body shows up different, symptoms. But generally, don't be surprised if you're checking of a chakra of somebody and their chakra is wide open, and yet they don't seem loving, but they're the demanding type, or the controlling type, right? This is what we want. In addition, you might also find an over excessive heart chakra with those who are manipulative, abusive, gaslighters, same kind of thing. These people, and not to say that everyone's like this, they could also have a closed heart chakra, but don't be surprised if you find somebody in this category who has a heart chakra that's just over excessive. It just needs to be balanced out, right? That's all we all need is balance. When we're out of balance, that's when we start acting funny, right? So let me be very clear. There is no excuse for any forms of abuse. Mental, emotional, physical, there's no excuse. The people who are abusing, they need serious help. They need therapy. They need, to get their life in order and stop abusing people, okay? That's not okay. And I'm not here to say by any means is that okay. But what I am saying is, let's look at why. Why are they abusing? What's the core issue? Because to be honest with you, I believe every single human is innately good. We just are flawed and we have lots of experiences, and we've made a lot of decisions that have molded us into who we are. And not everyone is that pretty. But deep down, they have that core. There is a light within them. Now, it's very hard to see a light in someone when they're mentally, physically, or, emotionally abusing someone, right? The core reason as to why, there are many different core reasons to why they're abusing. Some of them, it's because, it's just, their experience of how they show love, right? And it's not a balanced, loving space at all, but it could be an excessive heart chakra. Just too much, care too much, too scared to lose them, or whatever. This does not really sound like love, but it could stem from that space of, originally loving somebody or wanting somebody, and then, over excessive for whatever the reasons are, not doing it right? Like, you can't leave me, I'll beat you until you stay, or just the mind games to make sure that you still have them on your rope. And, it's twisted, it's sick, it's not normal, it's not okay. So the reason I'm sharing this is because, when we see people, like, and not just celebrities, when we see people in our life that are in these toxic relationships, you're like, why is she still with him? Or why is he still with her? Or what is going on? That's not normal relationship. When you look at the heart chakra and you see they're just out of balance, right? And so, yeah, the abusers definitely need some help, but we also don't want to keep sending, I hate that guy because he hurt her, or I hate her because she's a bitch, or we don't want to keep sending the hate vibes out, okay? Even if they deserve, it's hard to say deserve because nobody really deserves to be hated, but even if they deserve for us to judge them in a way of like, you fucked up, so therefore, like, I don't respect you, even if they deserve that, they also deserve love. Okay, that's hard to hear, but it's true, because we all deserve love. If these twisted individuals or who are abusing people receive more love in their life, within themselves, of course, as well, if they are filled more with love, then they don't have these reasons or, to really necessarily act out in abuse. And this is not the case for everybody, but I'm generally speaking here. When we see somebody who is sick, twisted, abusing someone, let's just take a moment to also send them from the heart space some love and prayers that they can actually balance out that heart chakra, right? Because we all deserve that. And people who are troubled can get healed. They can change. They can be different people. Look at you. Look at your life. Have you not made a lot of mistakes and wish that people from your past could see how you're different now, and that you wish you didn't do that because you would not do that now, right? We all are changing. We all have our path. And just because, somebody might have a harder path or might have a more difficult path or have made more stupid decisions, if you will, doesn't mean they don't deserve love, okay? There's a reason for everybody. And there's, again, no excuse for abuse at all. I'm not justifying actions at all. But what I am saying, even the worst person in the world deserves a prayer to heal and to have a balanced heart chakra so that they can come into balance and hopefully find freedom within their own turmoil and pain. Okay? This isn't mostly the most delightful conversation for some people to hear because, we have a hard time forgiving people, and a lot of people have really done some harm, and it's not easy to love somebody who purposely has hurt somebody, right? But let's just take a step back and realize that we're all beings here having a experience. And if we shed or if we give more love rather than, giving more hate and anger, we could balance out the heart chakra on the planet, right? So just some food for thought. I know this sounds really granola hippy dippy, like, oh, love, man. But yeah, it is. We really do need more love on this planet. And so, feel your feelings. Be angry at someone if they hurt someone. Go through that process. We are allowed to have that process. But also see the other side and just send some love to someone's heart chakra so that they find balance. So that everybody on the planet can find balance, because it's all rhythm. Okay? So just wanted to share that thought, because I feel like it's important to see all angles of something. For whoever is the abuser, they deserve their own karma, and they deserve to be reprimanded. But again, they also deserve to receive some healing, loving prayers that they too can find relief in their life.